moving on to our next segment, we're talking about the Empire State Building. So there's a Russian couple that climbed atop the Empire State Building yesterday, and they flew a flag. So let's look at this video real quick from Fox News. By the way, this cameraman in the helicopter is doing crazy work. This actually looks straight out of a movie. So you have a woman and a man flying a flag that says, "When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace." So this is kind of epic. I'm not gonna even lie. This is pretty epic. So they're up atop the Empire State Building. They climbed it illegally, and it's a Russian roof-topping couple named Angela Nicolau and Ivan Birkis. And they scaled it yesterday on July 1st, and they put up that banner, the flag. "When the power of love beats the power of love of power, the world knows peace." Now they did that, and then afterwards they proposed. So right here, you had Ivan proposed to Angela after they scaled it.
Down on a knee, perhaps proposing to this individual.
Oh my gosh.
It appears now that one of these protesters has paused at the platform there.
Yeah, we can move on. Where's you can show the photos. So right here. So right here, he's proposing to her. And it's like cute. It's cool. Like you can't hate this. This is actually kind of cool. And then so after they pulled the stunt, love beats all. Love has the power to beat all. And they pulled the stunt, and then they got arrested. Yeah, right here. Producer E's having technical difficulties. So after they scaled the building, they were arrested by NY police, which, yeah, we got to uphold the rule of law. So yes, of course, arrest these people. But then this is what they look like. So Producer E is really struggling today. Okay, so this is what they look like. They're like objectively a good-looking couple, fit. They're adventurous, and they're known for roof-topping and going atop and scaling these huge skyscrapers. Now, they have a Netflix documentary. It's called Skywalkers, A Love Story, and this came out 2 years ago. And then Netflix took the opportunity to capitalize on it. And at the end of the day, this was just all a large publicity stunt for their documentary at the end of the day. But what do you mean? Risking your life climbing atop an iconic New York building to just say the most cliche live, laugh, love banner. It's just... what? Just saying the most cliche, hackneyed saying, "When the power of love beats the love of power, the world will know peace." The hippie movement has done irreparable damage to society and the world writ large. It's just these hippie potheads who have no standards or moral framework, just opining and sanctimoniously pontificating about, "We just need love, bro. Hey, muchacho, we just need love, bro." The same thing Bad Bunny did. Remember at the Super Bowl? The only thing more powerful than hate is love. Wow, so profound. You're not saying anything profound because why? These people don't know love. They don't know the author of love. They don't know the God of love. They don't know what love is, and love is willing the good of the other. It is sacrificial. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy or boast. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Right? Love is long-suffering. Love is not lust. Love is not your delusions of grandeur or delusions of romance. God is love. And God shows us what love is, but these people don't know love. A lot of these liberals don't know love. That's why they categorize what is sinful and hateful as love. That's why they say love is love. Well, love is not love. You can't, that's a circular argument. But then they say that, oh, what is the problem with sodomites loving each other and loving their child? Is it really good to love your child when you're stripping a child of their mother? Creating a motherless home for a child. That's not love. That's vanity. That's selfishness. That's debauchery. So unless we have a proper understanding of love grounded in the Word of God, or at the very least, selflessness to will the good of the other person, what is truly in the best interest of the other person, the person you claim to love. Yeah, if we don't have that, then yes, like your love is not love. It's lust, it's vanity, it's selfishness, it's pride, but it's not love. So stop using love as window dressing for your insanity. But this couple, it's maybe this is unpopular, but the problem with this is not that they did the stunt. I think the stunt itself is really awesome. And as a dude, I think that's awesome that he was able to scale with his girlfriend, well, now fiance, the Empire State Building. That's not the problem. The problem is women will look at this and say, if he wanted to, he would. If my man doesn't do this, I don't want him. I don't want a love that's not like this. This is the bare minimum. If he's not willing to climb the Empire State Building and propose to me on the Empire State Building, I don't want him. That's the problem. That's the quintessential problem with this story. Not that they did. I think it's awesome. I think it's cute. It's romantic. We need more romanticism and romance in society, in a very dull, nihilistic society that we live in right now. But the problem is women then see the story and it's mass produced, and it's not like a myth or something that's far off because it's a bunch of influencers doing it. They think, oh, I can have that life too. And then they create unrealistic expectations for their future husband or their future spouse, their boyfriend. And then they constantly become dissatisfied when their boyfriend doesn't meet that absurd standard of he has to scale the entire Empire State Building or else he doesn't love me. And that's the problem with so many of these soap operas and dramas and movies and stories like this, where it's not that they're inherently bad. It's fun, it's engaging, it's romantic. But women watch this and they think that they deserve that. And so you live in a society where you feed women these kind of romantic stories and you tell them that is achievable for them. They should never settle. And if he wanted to, he would. And you constantly have a society in dating advice from the dating coaches and the influencers and celebrities, you have the politicians, everyone constantly pandering and coddling women, pandering to and coddling women. Yeah, you're going to have a society where women, yes, have unrealistic expectations for men, which is why we see right now today that women, the vast majority of women, whether they're fat, whether they're dysgenic, or whether they're really pretty, they all go for the top 10% of men, thinking that they deserve only the best. And to women, I'm not saying that you should settle for a sleaze bag and a scumbag, a douchebag. Don't settle for a guy who's a jerk and who is not virtuous. But at the same time, I'm sorry, you're not going to have a guy like, what's his name, Even Birkus, scale the Empire State Building to profess and confess his love to you. That's just not going to happen. So, epic story. I think it's really cool. I think it would have been awesome if King Kong showed up and just tossed him out. Where's King Kong when you need them? Or maybe you have King Kongman scale the Empire State Building and show them who's boss. Well, that's the Empire State Building. It's cool. It was refreshing to have something new and exciting in the news. But at the same time, if it's untethered from reality and morality, then it does result in unrealistic expectations in the dating market for women, because women are very fanatical in this way, right? And so, yes, we love our women, but of course, sometimes we have to protect them from their delusions.